Hey guys, I'm here today to do the school cool dress that's releasing on, over at Ellie and Mac, and it's a really cute dress, and I love that it's got a swing bottom skirt, and so I'm so excited about it. Now I already cut out all my pieces. I've got actually today I'm going to be doing one flutter sleeve and one sleeveless with a band, just to show you how I do it. But I already cut out the skirt on the fold, and if you don't know how to do that, there's already a little tutorial teaching you how to fold the fabric and such. But because this was a directional fabric, I actually cut out the pattern, the skirt pattern, into different pieces, and then what I did is I went ahead and serged the seams together. So this one won't have a seamless circle because of the fact that it was directional. I didn't want the unicorns to be upside down on the back. But if you don't have a directional fabric, you just do the whole circle. But this is a different option. So I've got this skirt already cut out, and it's so neat that it already is like a skirt. It's already done. I've got my front panel, my back panel, and I've got my flutter sleeve, and I marked, when I cut it out, I marked where it says to gather from and to with a little pin from the pattern. That way I know exactly where to go. And I've got my armband cut out and my neckband. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm gonna do with a lot of these patterns is match up the shoulder seams. I'm gonna turn you down a little bit so you can see. So I'm gonna put my back bodice face up, and then right on top I'm gonna put my front bodice and match up the sleeves and pin or clip. Actually, I am out of town. I am at my in-laws house right now, and yes, I'm that weirdo that brings everything with to sew, but you know. But anyway, so here we go. Now that I matched up the shoulder seams, I'm going to go ahead and serge along the tops. The reason why I put the pin lower is because I don't like to move it as I'm serging, because I'm lazy. So I just put it lower so my serger doesn't eat it. You can also do a stretch stitch on your sewing machine if that's what you'd like to do. That will work as fine. While on vacation, so for all the little nieces that live here, why not, huh? And they love the unicorns, so I'm really excited that I get to do that. So the side seams are all done. I mean the shoulder seams, I'm sorry. Here's the shoulder seams. Now, for the flutter sleeve, we'll move on to the flutter sleeve if you want to do either the flutter sleeve or the short sleeve or the long sleeve. So we'll do that next. The band we'll do towards the end. So we're going to go ahead, and the first thing that you need to do with the flutter sleeve is you need to gather it from this point to this point. So I'll do a long stitch on my sewing machine, just a base stitch. And I don't know how you gather, but this is just how I found it easier to do. So this is how I gather. I just do a long stitch all the way across the top. And a lot of people gather with their serger or whatever. Okay, so here's my stitch. So now I'm gonna pull it together and gather it. And I'm gathering it just enough so it matches up with my sleeve. So I'm just gathering it right now, and then I'm gonna match it up. Okay, so here's my arm. So I'm going to put it face up, and I'm going to match it up. To one end. Here's a gathered. And then to the other end. So I need to make sure it's gathered evenly. And I did mark, you gotta mark the center so that you know where that center pleat goes. And then just pin it slowly. Right sides facing each other, all the way to the end. I love this dress. And my nieces love to twirl, so they're like so excited. I already made one. I made one for my little niece, one of my nieces, and now they all are begging me for more. So I've got my work cut out. Now, I'm here for vacation for a little while, so it's not, I'm here for a few weeks. So it's not like I'm only here for a couple days and now all I'm doing is sewing. It's not. My husband would be like, ah! Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and serge the sleeve on. Actually, I would serge the sleeve on, but what I'm gonna do is I'm going to zigzag it on because I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna keep the band sleeve or the ruffle sleeve. I'm gonna leave it up to them. So I don't wanna attach it like too permanently. I think the zigzag stitch is easier to come off, to take to, what is the word? To take off. Okay, I'm drawing a blank. Then the serger. So we're gonna do that. If my sewing machine cooperates. Here we go. Come on. Okay. I'm making sure that all the little pleats are in. So that both are in, so that when I take it off, it has the little flutter sleeve effect. And back stitch for security. Sorry about that. I forget that I'm not at home where I have my roll chair. Here's that beautiful sleeve. So now the sleeve is done. So now what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go ahead and sew, attach the two sides together. So we're gonna put it face up. If you have, and we're gonna put it right sides together. If you're doing the no sleeve and you're just gonna do the band, you will just have an empty hole. So we'll just do, we're gonna put it together, because then we'll attach the band after that, kind of like the same way you do the neckband. But if you are doing a flutter sleeve, a long sleeve, or a short sleeve, you will have your sleeve on this side. So you'll just match up the little sleeve. So now I'm going to go ahead and serge. Remove that pin because that's really close to the edge. Seam ripping, that's what it is. Yes. Okay, now I'm doing the other side. Okay, so now I've got the bodice completed and one flutter sleeve. If you are doing the flutter sleeve, you could go ahead and hem it. I don't know, I would probably leave it raw because this is just this knit. It's not, it doesn't peel, but you could go ahead and hem that. I'm thinking they're gonna choose the flutter sleeve just because it's girly and cute. I love it. So now I'm gonna do the band. on this arm. So now we already have the halves. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it the other way and find a quarter. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. The way I mark it is, I usually like to just snip a notch right here on the sides. So that way I can always see it. And then here's my band. So we're gonna turn it and we're gonna do right sides together. And we're gonna go serge that top so that we can make a continuous circle. So here we are. So now I'm gonna go ahead and fold it wrong sides together and pin. And I'm going to steam it. So I'm gonna fold it. Wrong sides meet. It's like a hot dog style. Here we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and steam it so that it'll lay flat. And now I'm gonna quarter it. So here's the one edge. So I'm gonna go ahead and snip it right here too, so it can help me keep a guide on it and pin it together so that it doesn't fall apart. And meet it in the middle. The edge I did already on the other one, so the two halves. And then I'm gonna go out to the sides. Here's the one side and here's the other. So right there, that is my quarter. And I already found the quarters on the arm. So I'm gonna go ahead and match up. So I want right here where the seam is, I'm gonna put that at the bottom of the armsicle, so that way you won't be able to see it very much. So I'm matching up the quarters, just like we do a neckband. But easier than a neckband because you don't really have to stretch very much. Just a little bit. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and serge all the sides. So you're putting the right side, you put in the band on the right side of the fabric, and then we're gonna go ahead and serge where those three edge meet. You gotta make sure that they're all together when you're serging. And that's kind of hard when it comes to serging bands. So I serge my bands with the band facing up so I can see how much my serger is taking off. And what I do is I grab where the pin is, and then I make sure I match it up, and then I put my two fingers to hold it where I want it as I'm serging it on. Do the whole thing again. Make sure they're even, lined up, follow with my fingers and go. I find that that works a lot better. When I do that, usually my bands turn out much nicer. Ugh, I serged the band. So we might have to just go with bands. So here's the band. That's really cute too. I can't make up my mind what I like best. Band, flutter sleeve, regular sleeve, they all look so cute. So I steamed it. There it is. And how does that happen that I matched the little flowers to make it like a little mane? That looks cute. Okay, so here it is. Flutter sleeve, banded sleeve. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and do the neckband now, and then we'll attach the skirt. Neckband, same as the band for the arms. Right sides together, serge the top. My foot's trying to go away from me. Okay. So now I'm gonna turn it I'm gonna put it wrong sides together, and I'm gonna pin it. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the other band. Wrong sides together. I think this is the hardest part, just making it match up. No, I take that back. Cutting my patterns. What is your most annoying step of sewing? If I could have somebody cut out my fabric for me, then everything else would be like, woo, this is awesome. It's just the laying of the fabric on the, whatever it is that you're cutting it on, the mat, the table, whatever it is. It's just, I feel like it sticks to each other. I guess it all depends on what kind of fabric you're using too. It can be so aggravating. Little clothes, it's not too bad, but when I'm doing like adult clothing, eek. And then like making sure you're saving the right fabric, because it's like you don't want to end up like using the wrong side or using up too much of the fabric when you could have saved by like, I don't know. Anyway, quartered band. I pinned the middles. Found this is where the that thing is. I'm drawing blanks today. Okay, this is where the seam is, and so I went out to the middle, and then I folded those two in half, and then went out to each side and find the quarters. Same for the neckline. Now, the way I do the neck is first you match up the seams for the shoulders together, and you go out to the back, and here's your back seam, your back point. And then we go seams to the front. Here's your front point. Then we go and we match up the front and the back where I made the notches, and we go out. Now it's not going to be right at the seam, it's going to be just a tiny bit off. See? So you want to make sure that you do that instead of just going by the seams being your half, because then you won't be even. You're going to make sure you go out again from the other side and clip. Okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and attach the band, right side of the shirt and right side of the band. And match up where I already did my little snippets. This dress, it's so cute. And I'm not lying to you when I tell you my knees just keeps twirling all day long. I want one. I want to twirl. I don't know that people want to see me twirling all day long, but you know, I work with K4 4-year-olds, so they probably would love it. All right, so here we go. Again, I placed it face up. I match up my all my edges, move my threads over to the other side so my serger can eat them, and use my fingers and stretch just slightly. Next point. So the good thing about quartering your neckband, then you know that you're gonna have an even neckline. Last quarter. Seriously love it when your dress starts coming together and you're like, oh, it's looking so cute. Okay, neckband done. Now I'm gonna go ahead and steam it so it can lay flat. With the neckband and the armband, if you want to top stitch along the edge, go right on ahead. But here's a little top, pretty much done. Doesn't fit me, but it's cute. Kind of want to make one for myself. Oh yeah, speaking of, I'm wearing the new 24/7. I love it big at the top because I like to wear my shirt poking out. I don't know, I'm weird. And I love it. So this is lemons, and I love the back. It's ironed, sorry. Okay, so now the part of attaching the skirt. So the first thing we're gonna do, I did cut out my clear elastic. It just kind of stretches a tiny bit to give it like more of a sturdy thing. And it's just as wide as the bodice, as it says in the pattern. Oop. There you are. Hi. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn my bodice inside out. And I'm going to put the elastic on the bottom, the edge, the bottom edge of my bodice. And I'm gonna attach it, I'm gonna pin it, and then I'm gonna attach it with a zigzag stitch. And I always wondered, I'm like, what is the point of clear elastic? Because I'm fairly new at sewing. My 1-year anniversary is coming up. I'm so excited. So awesome, I love it. Anyway, and thank you Ellie and Mac for teaching me so much. So I'm like, what is the point of clear elastic? And really what it does is it makes it, well, one of the things it does, I'm sure it does many other things, but it makes it kind of sturdy so that the fabric, when the fabric is stretching, it doesn't overstretch and it's not too heavy, because the skirt is kind of heavy, this circle skirt. If I'm saying that wrong, if that is not one of the things it does, well, it kind of makes me think it does, but if it's not, correct me, please. But yes, I love it. I think it helps. So now I'm overlapping it for just a tiny bit. Sorry, you can barely see, it's my sleeve. My flutter sleeve's in the way. All I'm doing is pinning the clear elastic to the bottom of the bodice, where the raw edge meets. Right there, it's just at the bottom, just pinned. So now I'm gonna use a zigzag stitch on my machine, and I'm gonna zigzag it on. Ziggity zag. Real quickly. And I like to do it at the bottom edge so you can't really see it once I sew it on. Taking the pins off as I go so I don't run over them. I've done it before, it's not fun. Probably not good for the machine either. We're seriously almost done with this dress. Here's my overlap. Okay, so now it's attached to my dress. Can't even see it, barely see it. Okay, so I mean my bodice. So now I'm gonna turn my bodice over. It's ready to attach my skirt. Now my skirt is almost just as wide as my bodice. So what you can do is, if you want to do gather it up a little bit so it's just the same size, you can do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to quarter my skirt, and my bodice, and then I'm gonna kind of pull a little bit, kind of like I do my armband, my neckband, just because it's not very much bigger than my bodice. So I don't think I need to do all that. Now, because like I told you earlier, directional print, I did do 4 panels. I am gonna make sure that the seams are on the sides. So my quarters are gonna be a little bit different. So what you would do is you just grab the circle, and wherever it is, the middle is, like the half, I clip 2 little halves. So then now I'm gonna meet those 2 little halves, go out to the one side, and clip it there, and then go out to the other side and clip it here. And the bodice, same way. Now you have the halves of the center, so you just have to do the little mark it. I don't want to clip it because it's got the elastic, so I'll just mark it with my pen. Okay. Now I'm going to put my skirt on. So you want to put the bodice in the skirt. So either you can turn the bodice inside out if you want, and put it inside put the skirt. Actually, let me do the bodice right side out, and I'll put the skirt inside out, making sure to align the dots because you want the fabric right side facing each other. So now I'm gonna go ahead and align it with the marks that I put on. I'm putting the bodice inside the skirt so that the right sides are together. I'm going to show you in a minute as soon as I pin it. Almost done. And my dress is almost done. I just need to hem. But like I said, I don't even know if I want to hem because, okay. All right, so here's the bodice is inside the skirt, as you can see. So I'm gonna line up the raw edges together, just like this. You won't have all these seams if you did a full circle skirt, but I do. And see how it's only a light stretch that I'm gonna have to do. So I'm only gonna have to lightly stretch the bodice because it's not that much bigger than my skirt. And I'm gonna go ahead and start to sew. And I wanna see where the front, yes, because I like to always start in the back. This is my back. Always make sure that the raw edges meet together so that you don't leave part of it out. Take the pin off so you don't run over it. Here is the other pin. Grab it with my fingers, lightly stretch, and go. Pin, lightly stretch the bodice, and go. Make sure they're even. Last one. Lightly stretch. Here it is. We are done with my twirly dress. Flutter sleeve, sleeveless with armband, circle skirt. Beautiful. I love it. I hope you love it too. Have fun sewing your on, and please post some pictures on the website or on the Facebook page. We love to see them. Bye.